It's not quite with the weather today. The Met Office has an amber weather warning for heavy snow across parts of northern England. It's valid until lunchtime. Widely, we could have 3 to 8 centimetres. Above 200 metres, we could easily see 15 centimetres. So disruption is likely. I'll have all the details later in the programme. Good morning. You're absolutely right in everything that you have just said. Some of the snowflakes are like big feathers falling down. They're so big. But the Met Office has, as Lou said, an amber weather warning out at the moment till lunchtime. That means an increased likelihood of impacts from severe weather. In this case, we're looking at heavy snow. Disruption is likely, and indeed, the areas we're talking about include places like Sheffield, Blackburn, Wakefield, Huddersfield, Leeds, that kind of area. So power cuts are quite possible. Road and rail travel disruption is also quite likely. But it's not just where we've got the amber weather warning that we're seeing some snow. We've also got some snow across other parts of northern England and also moving in across southern and central Scotland as well. So some treacherous conditions out there if you do happen to be travelling. As we go through the day though, milder air already in place across southern England will drift northwards, turning the southern edge of this snow back into rain. So it's a very mild start across the south, 11.1 degrees in St Mary's and the Isles of Scilly at the moment. There'll be a lot of dry weather, but a plethora of showers coming in from the west. Some of those will be heavy and thundery with some hail and gusty winds around the southwest. But look at the temperatures, 14 degrees in London. That's way above average for this time of year. As we push further north, especially where we've got the lying snow, it is going to be cold. Still a few wintry showers in the far north of Scotland. The sunshine here turning hazy as we go through the course of the day. I'll have much more on the weather in about half an hour, but for now, back to Lou and Dan.
Thank you very much, Carol. And I know
that's right, Dan. There is. This Weather Watcher's picture just shows that quite nicely from Harrogate. In fact, at the moment, there's 9 centimetres of lying snow in Bingley. Now, the Met Office has an amber weather warning in force at the moment. It's in force until lunchtime, till 1 o'clock. And an amber weather warning basically means an increased likelihood of impacts due to some severe weather. And in this instance, it's heavy snow. It's affecting parts of northern England. So Bingley, for example, Bradford, Leeds, Sheffield, Wakefield, Huddersfield, that kind of area. And we are expecting quite a lot. It's falling already. We've got this weather front which has been coming up from the south, bringing with it some mild air, as you can see from the yellows. But as it engages with the cold air represented by the blues, it's falling as snow. Now, this is a snow and rain radar. You can see where we've got the snow across some northern areas. It's not just, of course, where we've got the amber weather warning. There's snow in other parts of northern England and also across parts of Scotland, and that will continue as we go through the course of today. For northern Scotland, you can see how the rain advances, but it will stay largely dry with just a few wintry showers, the sunshine turning hazy after a cold frosty start. But as we come further south, it's a much milder start to the day. It's 11 degrees already in the Isles of Scilly. That milder air continuing to sweep across southern areas as it too pushes northwards, and we'll have a rush of showers coming in from the west. Drifting east, they too are going to be heavy and thundery with some hail. Gusty winds around the southwest, gusty winds across the central lowlands where it will remain cold. But look how mild it's going to be in the south, 14 degrees in London. That's way above average for this time of year. So just a reminder, there is heavy snow in the forecast today, 3 to 8 centimetres for some of us across parts of northern England, especially where we do have the amber weather warning, 10 to 15 centimetres of snow above 200 metres. So as we head on through the evening and overnight, you can see how all these showers push northward, some of them merging to give some heavier bursts of rain. We'll see further snow across parts of Scotland through Stirling, the Borders, Perth and Kinross, Angus, for example. And with the rain across the northwest and another band of rain moving across southern areas, there is the risk of some flooding. Still a lot of flood warnings in force. Now, in between, we're looking at some drier conditions, still mild in the south, still cold in the north. So tomorrow we still have this snow across southern and northern parts of Scotland. We've got this rain edging towards the east. Now, the northern edge of this could change. It might be a little bit further north, it might be a little further south, but again, it will exacerbate the flooding risk that we currently do have. Temperatures in the south still in the mild side, 10s and 11s. In the north, it is going to be that bit colder. And if you like it more seasonal, well, it is going to turn a lot colder in the south as we head in towards the weekend. Danny Lou. Morning both, and good morning to you. Dan is quite right though. There's some treacherous conditions out there. The Met Office has an amber weather warning in force until 1 o'clock today for heavy snow. What does an amber weather warning mean? Well, it's an increased likelihood of impacts due to severe weather. Now, it's affecting parts of northern England, not all of northern England this warning. So places like Wakefield, Bradford, Bingley, Leaming, for example, and also Huddersfield and Sheffield, to name but a few places. We're looking at a fair bit of snow as well, particularly in higher ground, but even at lower levels we'll see this. And where we've got the amber weather warning, this is this kind of area here. You can see there's other areas that are seeing snow across northern England, southern and central Scotland. That snow moving northwards through the course of the day. Ahead of it, a lot of dry weather. It's a cold start across northern Scotland, but you'll see some sunshine, just a few wintry showers. Very mild in the south this morning already, particularly the southwest, but we'll see further showery outbreaks of rain coming in from the west through the course of the day. Some of those will be heavy and thundery. Gusty winds around the southwest and also the central lowlands, where it will remain cold. But look at this, 14 degrees in London. That is very high for the time of year. So just to reiterate about the snow across Scotland and northern England, widely where we've got the amber weather warning, we're looking at 3 to 8 centimetres. 10 to 15 centimetres though above about 200 metres, so disruption is quite possible. I'll have a lot more details on the weather looking ahead in about half an hour. Dan and Lou. Yes, good morning everybody. We've got some lovely Weather Watchers pictures in this morning. This one you can see of the snow that's been falling in Leeds. The Met Office still has an amber weather warning out for heavy snow affecting parts of northern England. Now it's out until 1 o'clock today. Disruption is likely. The areas we're looking at are Sheffield, Blackburn, Wakefield, Huddersfield, Leeds, Bingley, for example, all these areas. And what an amber weather warning means is an increased likelihood of impacts from severe weather. So that's what's happening. And you can see where we've got the snow falling, where we've got the amber weather warning, but there's also snow falling in other parts of northern England, southern and central Scotland. Now, as we go through the course of the day, this area of snow across northern England will start to ease as it continues to move northwards, eventually clearing southern parts of northern England. Ahead of it in the north of Scotland, cold start for you. There's some frost, but there's also some sunshine turning hazy through the day. And behind it, a very mild start to the day, particularly in the southwest. But already we're starting to see some showers come in. They'll continue through the course of the day across parts of England and Wales where we don't have the snow, and they're likely to be heavy and also thundery. Very mild in the south, up to 14 degrees in London, gusty winds around the southwest, but colder as we move across Northern Ireland, Northern England and also Scotland, particularly where we've got lying snow and gusty winds across the central lowlands to boot. So Dan and Lou, it is all going on with the weather.
OK, well, we're very glad, Carol, that we've got you here.
Yes, that's right, Lou. Good morning, both. Good morning to you as well. Some of our Weather Watchers pictures this morning have been beautiful, showing the snow like this one in County Durham. You mentioned the M62. I saw a tweet just before coming into the studio from the traffic police that the M62 was closed eastbound between junctions 21 and 22. If you have to travel today using that route, probably worth checking to see if it is open. But the Met Office does have an amber weather warning in force for heavy snow. Now, an amber weather warning means an increased likelihood of impacts due to the severe weather, snow in this case. Parts of northern England, well, that's including Leeds, Bradford, Bingley, Huddersfield, Sheffield, that kind of area. And we're looking at a fair bit as well. At lower levels, we're looking at 3 to 8 centimetres. Above 200 metres, it's more likely to be up to 15 centimetres. So these are the areas that we're looking at. And you can see in this chart, it's not just where we've got the amber warning. There's snow in other parts of northern England, southern and also central Scotland as well. And as we go through the course of the day, what you'll find is the snow in the southern parts of northern England will tend to ease as it continues to advance northwards. Now, for northern Scotland, it's a cold start for you. There's some sunshine, a few wintry showers through the day. And as we come across England and Wales, some heavy thundery showers with some hail mixed in and gusty winds in the southwest. But look at those temperatures, 12 to 14 degrees. Gusty winds also across the central lowlands. And here it's going to be cold. Temperatures 3 to about 5 degrees. So a lot going on with the weather and still more snow in the forecast. And if you like your weather more seasonable in the south, by the time we get to the weekend, well, it's going to be much colder than this. Lou and Dan. Good morning both, good morning to you. The last time I looked there was about 14 centimetres of fresh snow in Bingley, so it's not really surprising that the Met Office still has an amber weather warning in force for that heavy snow across parts of northern England. But where in northern England? Well, we've seen from some of the pictures where it is, so areas like Leeds, Bradford, Bingley, Sheffield, Huddersfield, Wakefield, all that kind of area. And what does an amber weather warning mean? Well, it means an increased likelihood of impacts due to the severe weather, in this case, the heavy snow. So things like road closures, rail closures, delays, power cuts, that kind of thing. And it's valid until 1 o'clock today. Now, we've got this milder air coming in from the Atlantic. It's been a very mild start in the south, bumping into this cold air across Scotland and northern England, and that's where we've got the snow. So the amber weather warning we've already outlined, but you can see there's been snow in other parts of the UK as well, other parts of northern England and also Scotland as we've gone through this morning, and that will continue. But what you'll find is it will start to ease away from southern parts of northern England through the course of the day as it continues its journey moving northwards. More likely to be rain on the coasts. Across northern Scotland, it's a cold start. There's some sunshine that will turn hazy through the day and a few wintry showers. And then for Northern Ireland, England and Wales, we're looking at some showers. Some of those, particularly across England and Wales, will be heavy and thundery with blustery winds along the southwest and also across the central lowlands, where it will remain cold. But look at the temperatures as we come south, between 10 and 14 degrees. That's pretty high for this stage in January. Now, through this evening and overnight, we'll see further amounts of snow. In fact, still the risk of disruption even through the evening. We're looking at about 3 to 8 centimetres quite widely where we've got the amber weather warning, and up to 15 above about 200 metres. You can see what happens. Eventually the snow travels north across places like Perth and Kinross, Angus, Stirling, the Borders, and we'll have some rain following into northwest England and a new band of rain travelling across southern counties where it still will be mild. There's the risk of ice across parts of northern Scotland and untreated surfaces, and also some frost. So we'll still have all this snow tomorrow, especially in southern and eastern Scotland. Meanwhile, our rain careering across the south of the country, moving towards the southeast. Now, the northern edge of that is still open to question. It might be a little bit further north than these charts are showing. Equally, it could be a little bit farther south. But of course, the ground here is also saturated, so there is the risk of further flooding. And then a lot of showers following behind. Still mild in the south, just not as mild as it's going to be today. Still cold in the north. Then as we head on into Thursday, more snow to come across northern parts of the UK and some more showery outbreaks of rain across northern England, some of that coming into the south as well. Our temperatures, well, 11 in the south, 3 in Aberdeen, but it is going to turn colder this weekend in the south. And at the moment, we think there is a chance of some snow, even in southern areas, but that's still a long way out off, and I will clarify that as we go through the next few days, Lou and Dan.
Well, we'll see you